Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I thank who inspired me, hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video to their sites. They are Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Lon Anavar, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rabbi Daniel Asser, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Asher, Rabbi Yaron Ruvain, and Rabbi Yosef Chesed. As well, if you've never checked out this channel before, I will have a link below to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for the Soul means, what it stands for, and what I'm doing. So this is getting back to the parasha that is coming up, Parasha Beshalach. This is again from Rabbi Eli Mansour's weekly parasha insights. And I call this Hashem's abundant Chesed, and Chesed means kindness. So Parasha Beshalach is famous for the miracle of Keri'at, which is the splitting of the sea, through which Bnei Israel were rescued from the Egyptian army that pursued them and trapped them against the ocean. In the Torah's narrative of the events, we find a series of 3 verses, that's in 14, 19 through 21, which, while they seem rather ordinary, are actually very unique. The first verse tells that the angel which had been leading Bnei Israel as they journeyed went behind them, as did the pillar of cloud which had traveled in front of them. Rashi explained that the cloud went behind them to miraculously block the arrows and stones which the Egyptians hurled at Bnei Israel from behind. The second verse tells that the cloud not only protected Bnei Israel, but also created a thick darkness in the Egyptian camp behind them, while providing illumination for Bnei Israel. Finally, the third verse tells that Moshe lifted his staff over the sea, whereupon the waters split, allowing Bnei Israel to safely cross. What makes this series of verses so exceptional is the fact that they contain the exact same number of letters, 72. This might not at first glance strike us as very significant, but in truth this is of great importance. So the Zohar teaches that these 3 verses allude to the 72 combinations that form special names of Hashem. Each name is formed by taking 1 letter from each verse and combining the 3 letters together. Specifically, the first letter of the first verse, the final letter of the second verse, and the first letter of the third verse form the first name. Then the second letter of the first verse, the second to last letter of the second verse, and the second letter of the third verse form the second name, and so on. So what is the significance of these names? The word Chesed, which means kindness, has the gematria, which means numerical value, of 72. Whereas the word Gevura literally means power, is used to refer to Hashem's attribute of strict justice, has the gematria of 216, which is 3 times 72. By forming the 72 names, each of which consists of 3 letters for a total of 216, we neutralize the Gevura, which is the judgments, with Chesed, kindness. So we take 72, which is Chesed, and use it to displace the Gevura, which is 216. Our sages teach that at the time when Bnei Israel were trapped against the sea, they were threatened by Hashem's attribute of judgment. The prosecuting angels argued that they were not deserving of a miracle. So Moshe overcame the judgments by invoking the 72 names. And so these names are alluded to specifically in the verses that speak of the unfolding of Kriyas Yamsuf. So each year on Shabbos Shira, which is the Shabbos when we read Parashat Beshalach, we have a special opportunity. When we read these verses and listen attentively to the reading, we are able to access the power of these 72 names. The ability to, quote, sweeten any harsh judgments that were issued against us by invoking Hashem's abundant Chesed. May we all be worthy of Hashem's kindness so that we will experience miracles and salvation, just as our ancestors did at the sea, as Hashem promised. As in the days when you left Egypt, I shall show you wonders. That's from Micha 7:15. And I hope and pray that we will all merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach, speedily in our days, and rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen. And thanks for watching.